Ever since RWBY Volume 3 ended, I've been hearing a rumor about Volume 4. Allegedly, this is assuming she survived, which I think she did, Neapolitan may get a speaking role, voiced by Casey Lee Williams. I will tell you right now that if that's the case, I'm willing to roll with it. Casey has done an excellent job helping her dad Jeff out by singing his songs for the show, and fans seem to like her. If she can talk as well as she sings, she'll do well. Remember that Cinder's VA is a model, not an actress, and she's done a fine job giving voice to one of the most subtly menacing villains in recent memory. That said, let me tell you why giving Neo a voice might be a mistake. By way of talking about another so far silent character that people debate on whether or not they should be voiced. That character, of course, is Vinyl Scratch. Let's get the big buzzword topic out of the way. By giving these characters a voice, you take away their roles as disabled representation. How many disabled characters do you see in cartoons? Not enough. How many do you see, in Neo's case, in action cartoons? Almost zero. This cannot be stressed enough. As it stands right now, Neo and Vinyl play an important role for those in their fandoms that would otherwise be overlooked. Vinyl's case might be a little easier. As seen with Stellar Eclipse, Equestria does have disabled ponies. Equestria Girls' world, being more like our own, likely has disabled humans as well. And, of course, the mental health of each member of the main six has been called into question at least once throughout the show. For Neo, though, you would think Remnant would be teeming with disabled former hunters and huntresses left and right. This is a world where people fight monsters for a living. Big, mean, animalistic monsters with huge claws and monster teeth. It's not. So far, Neo is the only disabled person we've met. I can already hear people asking why I'm not including Yang. Yes, Yang lost an arm at the end of Volume 3, and so technically counts. If her appearance in the finale is any indication, she's also in the midst of a major depressive episode. I don't count Yang, though, because we know none of it is going to last long. Yang is a fighter. She'll come back from this. She'll teach herself how to box with one arm, since boxing is her specialty. She'll incorporate more kicks in her arsenal, like she always should have done in the first place. And eventually, Ironwood is going to give her a turbocharged prosthetic with a complete weapon system built in and all of that shit. Yang will always be technically disabled, but if we see her struggle with it at all, which I want to see, please do not take that away from me, it won't be for that long. Neo's inability to talk, though, I can see continuing to cause her problems, or at least aggravation, her whole life. By now, I'm sure she's learned how to roll with it and express herself other ways, but still, that brings me to point 2. Nonverbal communication. The fun in watching a mute character is seeing how they get their point across without words. Neither Vinyl nor Neo has used sign language yet, but just the possibility makes me squee in delight. I imagine it's a bit of a bitch to try to animate, but it would be so cool to see. On top of that, Vinyl knows how to express herself through her music, as demonstrated by the duet with Octavia in Slice of Life. It's not just her job. For Vinyl, her music is how she talks. And then there's the use of expression and body language. We don't see Pony Vinyl enough, but when we do, she's expressive enough that we know what she's feeling. Again, look at Slice of Life. EQG Vinyl, though, DHX has hit it out of the park. With her having a more prominent role in these films, especially in Rainbow Rocks, They made damn sure to convey her every thought on her face. Neo's on a whole other planet with her expressions. Every bit of shock, disdain, condensation, happiness, rage, and near sexual sadistic glee is just tattooed on her face every single time we see her. It's what makes her so fun to me, is that without saying anything, with just a smirk, a grin, a scowl, you understand everything you need to know about this character. That leads me to my last point. It's not necessary for these two to talk. With their expressive qualities, Vinyl and Neil have proven that words are not necessary. Look, ultimately it's up to Rooster Teeth and Hasbro, respectively, if these characters talk or not. Certainly, if RT gives the role to Casey, I feel she's earned it. And if Hasbro decides to hire, let's say, our most prominent fan Vinyl, Noah King, I would crap myself in joy. My brain will literally blank for a second and I will actually soil myself. But if we're asking whether they need to, the answer is a resounding no. These two have proven time and again that they can say everything that needs to be said without ever opening their mouths once. Instead, I say let them continue to be their respective fandoms' voice of the voiceless.